All right, before I get into my projects, I wanted to show you a few things. I went to my sister's, I went to town yesterday, and I always try to go by my sister's. I don't always make it, but she gave me a few things. She gave me these, looks like table legs, and then I had the little bottoms already on them. So if I have a project that I need some legs, little legs, I have these. She gave those to me. And she gave me this piece of 4x4. She said it had something on it and she peeled it off and was going to use it. But when I go to use it, if I need it, I can sand it down and it's already stained. I can, well, most likely use that in a project. And this little piece of wood here. I could remove the dowel rod and probably use it for a bottom or something on something. But anyways, she knows I keep stuff like that in my stash. So she gave me those items. And then I went to the thrift store. I didn't get a lot, but I got some things that I needed. And the first thing, or I think I needed, the first thing I picked up was this old candle. And it's brown, and I got it so I can melt it down and use it for grubby candles. I've been looking for one that had brown in it, so I was glad to find this. Most of the time they're burgundy or bright red or white, you know. So I was happy to find that. A lot of wax. And in the craft department, I found this new roll of wire for 50 cents. And it's not real rusty, but it's starting to rust. But I use a lot of wire, so 50 cents, I'll take it. And then I found this sack of, I went here not too long ago, I went to get one of my glue sticks out, and they weren't any good. So this was a whole bag of glue sticks. Most of them are Elmer's glue, except for two here, which are Dollar Tree. I didn't check the Dollar Tree ones, but I made sure I pulled the caps off, and they're still nice and pliable and good. So I won't need that many, but even for 50 cents, I'll pick them up. I mean, they'll probably dry up before I use all of them. That one's still good. So they're all brand new, but I'll put those with my glues. And then in the frames, I found two more wooden frames because they were both 50 cents. I like to keep a couple on hand, and pretty much I cleaned my frames this size out. So I picked these up for 50 cents a piece. And then I just picked up, there's another one somewhere. It's just two Sterlite boxes for storage. 50 cents a piece, because I was in here trying to sort things out and I needed some more boxes and I didn't have them. I went to the thrift store. There they're set, so I got them. Still cheaper than Dollar Tree, and they're Sterlite brand. Then I picked up this old rolling pin, and it's an old one. I can tell by the way it's made. And it's been well used. But I'll make that over. That was 50 cents. And one more item, and I'll be done. Oh, two more items. I did pick up this sack of polyfill. It's actually a batting, I think. Yeah, it's batting. I know, there it is, 50 cents. I gave 50 cents for that. I like to keep that on hand, and I had some, but my sister was making the bowl cozies. And I don't know if she used it, but I gave her that sack full of it. So I have this, and if she needs more, she can have it. And then the next thing I picked up was this broom. And I thought that'd be cute hanging off a peg rail. It was $2. And I didn't necessarily get it for this, the rake thing. But anyways, but that looks like it's broke. But the little broom, I'm going to put a hanger on it, and I'll hang it off of one of my peg reels. I think that's really cute. for decor. And that's it on my thrift haul. I didn't get stuff I didn't really need or want. So I did pretty good. I didn't spend a whole lot. Oh yeah, and I did get 4 pint-sized canning jars, and my sister had been in there before, and she picked me up. She cans too, but she has plenty of jars, and she had called me and asked me if I wanted them, and I said, yeah, I'll take them. So for $3, she got, I think it was 9 or 10 pints. So with what she got me and what I got yesterday, I had over a case of pint candy jars, so that was a good deal. All right, now let's move on to doing some crafts. All right, I am going to flip this little box that I got a couple of weeks ago at the thrift store. It had a heart. It has a heart here, and it had a split, but I have went ahead and filled that in. And I'm going to use the front side, and I'm gonna, it's a dark blue, but I'm gonna paint it black, and I'm gonna have it kind of matching the sign that I made for my bathroom. And I'll insert a clip of that here. And then I'll leave that video down in the links below in the description. But I'm going to take this little thin piece of board. They come, I think, 5 in a package from Dollar Tree. I don't know if they still have them or not, but I've had them up there. And I'm going to fit that down in there like that. And then this mark right here, I'm going to go out to my my scroll saw, and I'm going to notch that out, and I'm going to cut it across. See, I've got so many marks on there. I'm going to cut it across these little marks here so it fits down in there and it doesn't show. And then that is going to be notched out for my cord. I'm going to have to bring it up a little further. I'm going to have to figure that out because this is going to be bigger. Oh, well, I'll just feed it in like that and then do that. Oh, I knew I had it figured out, and then all of a sudden I thought, no. Yeah, I'll just do that. So it's notched enough. It just needs to be notched out enough for the thickness of the cord. And I'm going to make a little lamp to sit on my counter in the bathroom, and it's going to match that picture that I made. That's my plan. So to start with, I'm going to get my black paint out, and I'm going to paint this black, and I'm going to distress it. And the little hearts, they're okay. They're all right. I'm not going to take them off or untwist that or do anything to it. I'm going to leave it like that. It's going to kind of be hanging to the back because the light's going to be coming up here. And the light I got off of Amazon. And I'm not sure, I might paint this black. I don't know. It depends on what it looks like when I get it in there. I'll make up my mind then. And I went to my pattern that I used in that picture, and I resized the bathtub here. Oh, I can see I've got some purple marks, but I can take care of that. I use the pins that I get from Material, and heat takes it right off. I don't know if can y'all see that purple on there? Watch. It's gone. I love those pins. They're made for sewing, but I use them for everything else. But I am going to put that on there, and I'm probably going to paint this and give it a little texture. This is just muslin that I got from burlapfabric.com. And then I have this sign that I cut out, hot bath, 5 cents. And that's my plan for this, is to make a little light out of it to go on my sink cabinet. Now I'm going to get my black paint out and start painting this and distress it. Well, I painted this black, and I'm going to have to give it 2 coats, so I'm waiting on it to dry. And I'm going to start on my little bathtub, and I decided my bathtub needs some texture. I might have a little too much texture. So I added some salt wash into my Waverly plaster color. I don't know. We'll see. I thought it needed some texture. getting it. That's doing it. I got it down on a piece of plastic, so I'm not worried about it sticking to that. Okay, get that leg up from there. Okay, it has texture now. It'll stiffen it up some too, I'm sure. It's gonna kind of pull it up a little bit. Yeah, scoot it aside off of that where it's got more on it and let it dry. I keep sticking. Stay down there. I don't know if that was necessary, but it was fun. And I have that salt wash and I never use it. If you're not familiar with the salt wash, it just... I think I got this off of Jamie Ray Vintage website a long time ago. Just looks like a powder. Comes with the little scoop. And I always forget that I have it. And to even use it, all you have to do is put it in paint and use it. I'm going to let that dry. Wipe this off and then give this another coat. And then distress it some. And that's where I'm at right now. Well, this is painted and distressed. And I just put hand creams on my hand. Why did I do that? Okay. But my little bathtub is dry. And it has some crackle to it. And some texture. Made the material a little heavier. And I've got some distressed ink and walnut. I'll try this. Yeah, I'm going to have to put some on. And I'm just going to go around the edges. I think I'm going to have to order some. I got it in my wish list on Amazon for a refill bottle for a bottle of this just walnut ink so I can put it back on my pad. Now, see if I can get some of that distressing to show without getting too much or crackling. Alright, that is plenty. That's all it needs, just a little. Now, put this on there with some glue. I'm going to use Fabri-Tac. Make sure it's on the legs good because they want to curl. It's a little bitty bathtub. Alright, I think that's got it. Yeah, that looks centered good. Pushing it down really good. Okay, now, my wording. I'm going to that down on there. Okay, I was trying to center it without making it crooked. Oh, it's not wanting to stay down on there. And I know why. Because I had some wax on a rag, and I just kind of wiped it with that. Or my bees want to come up. I shouldn't have put that wax on there yet. Normally that's not that hard to do. Okay, the color that I am going to use for the stencil is Khaki by Apple Barrel. I'm just using a makeup sponge to do that with. I gotta make sure those are down there good. I don't want any bleeding. It's going on easy. I think that's dark enough. Yep. Now I need my little pen so I can weed that. Boy, it is blowing out there today. I'm getting a little rain, which we need, but we don't need all that wind. Of course, it's March, and that's all it's going to do for a couple months. Now, let's see. I think I got a little star here. I think I want to put that about right there. Using the Fabri-Tac again. Yeah. Yeah, right there. Now I've got to let that dry, and I think on my sides, on the two sides, I'm going to put some rusty stars on the sides, but I've got to let this front part dry, and then really it's just putting it all together and maybe decorating the top a little bit. I'm not sure, but I want this light to stand up, you know, a little, not fall down inside. I want it up about even with that. So I have two pieces of wood that I had laying here. And then I'm going to put that on top of that. And then this on top of there for this would be where the light sets, and that's about the right height. It looks tacky, but you can't see it, so it works. I went around trying to find a jar. And that's the best I could come up with, but it works. I just don't want to pull that up and my star comes sliding down. So I'm going to let that dry. I'll be back. All right, I have the stars on the sides. And I put the 2 pieces of wood down in there. And I need my lamp. Go ahead and stick it in here. Okay, pull that over because I want to put that in. And then this piece of wood, this, because I got to be able to tell how tight I need this pulled out. Okay, and then I need to push this down. See how I'm pushing that down? Okay, I need to turn that. Right. I'll have to mess with it. Oh, I know. I had to have this down on there. Was it oh no, it was this one. I should have painted that. Yeah, I should have painted it. Well, I'm gonna have to take that board out. I had it level when I was figuring out how to do it. I may have to tack a little bit of hot glue on one side or the other to make that stay. Now, this is what I've got so far. And my cord is coming out here on the bottom towards the back. I think I'm going to have to stop. I wasn't thinking. I cut that piece and I did not paint it. So I'm going to paint that. And I don't want to just leave it plain, so I got to figure out what I'm going to put around in here. Probably to start with, I'll use some moss. Okay, I'm going to figure this out, but I want to show you how I stacked that in there and got that. You can see how that's coming in the back. And that's what it's looking. Now I'm going to decorate it some on the top. All right, on this project, I saw Flea Market Rescue a couple of videos back. She done these similar to this on the 2x4s, and I thought they was just adorable. So I'm going to do my take on them. And I poured these in my last video, so I wanted to have these all ready to go. And that I'll leave the link to that on what I used. Well, I went ahead and used the resin-crete again. Last time I had in that video, my legs, as I was removing, the little legs on some of them cracked off. Well, I decided I didn't leave it in. I didn't let it set long enough. So this time I let them set for about 45 minutes. And both of them came out just great. Just great. So, and I was going to use the DOS clay. And I didn't have much. But I thought, well, I might have enough to do one. So I tried it with that. And as it was drying, it cracked right there. And the detail is just, there's no comparison in the detail. I don't know if y'all can see that or not, but the detail in the pig is a lot more than in the DOS. And this was way easier to stir up and pour than this pushing around to me. And I had a hard time with it. I just like the resin-crete. It's more economical to me. You just mix this up. To do this one pig, I think I used I don't know if it was 2 scoops or 3 scoops. I think I went ahead and done 3 and then filled in some little pieces of wheat they had on the, this is the Village Market mold that I use. It has a cow and the sheep and the pig. And I did all 3 last time in the last video in frames, but I'm using these different now. And that's resinecrete on 3 scoops and 1 scoop of water, and stirred it up and poured it into the molds, and I let it set for about 45 minutes, and they came out just fine. So now to start, I am going to set these aside for right now, and I want to sand these back, so I want a little stain on them. You know, do some distressing. So mainly up around the edges, I'm just going to put this folk art stain, distressing, or what is it called? Folk art wax, antique wax. I'm going to put that on there, and I'll let them dry, and then I'll go to my pigs, and I'll come back and show you what I'm going to do with those. Not pigs, but my pig and my sheep. One of each. Alright, I am going to start out by just putting them, I think the pigs look cute when they have the black in the middle. I'm fond of that when crafting. So I'm just going to start out by doing that on this little pig. I probably should have went ahead and gave it a coat of the plaster first. Oh well, if I need to go touch it up, I'll touch it up after or as needed. Needs just a little bit more, I think, in his middle section. And that's good. I keep trying to straighten it up. That black will get larger and larger. Alright, that looks good. Kind of whisk it out a little bit. Like I did that one. Alright, I set that aside. Then on my sheep, I'm just going to give it a coat of the plaster all over. And I don't think y'all want to sit here and watch me do this, because I'm going to have to set them aside like I did my blocks that I stained, just mainly around the edges. So when I sanded it back, it wasn't just a pine wood. I'm going to finish painting this, and I'm going to let both of these dry. Okay, on the little sheep, I've decided to paint the face on it black also. So I just wanted to come back and let you know I was doing that. Now I'm just going to go over my 2x4 with black. I'm going to do that to both 2x4s and let them dry, and then start working again on my animals. Now I'm going to start working on the sheep and the pig that I've got them painted. I am going to have to wash out my brushes. They're getting stiff. I'm going to put some clear wax. I need to get some more of these little brushes. They weren't that expensive. And they are getting dirty, and I don't wash them out like I should. I'll go to Amazon and order me some more of them. And I'm using the DIY clear wax. I really like that stuff. It's so creamy and easy to work with. Okay, I gotta have it all covered. Good. Set that aside, and I had to get out a stencil brush for my black because I don't, other ones in brown. This is the Jolie top coat in black finishing wax. Put it in that. Go this way. Yep. Go against the pattern on it so I can get it down in the cracks. The ones I done in the last video, I put the brown wax on them. Now I'm going to wipe some of that black back. And I want to leave it more. Actually, I wanted to put a little more on the edges and leave it some. Legs. Okay, I'm going to leave it just like that. Well, I need to soften this black a little bit on the edges. Alright, there is my lamb. Or sheep. That's a sheep. Now, for my pig, I'm going to do him the same way. Hope I got it down in the legs well. Now I'll go in with the black on this pig. Trying to get between his legs so he doesn't look strange. this side. Okay, I'm going to finish him up, wipe him back, and then I'll move on. I'm letting my 2x4s that I need one more coat on the top, and I need to distress them, and I'll be back to work on that. Okay, I did take a little bit of my DIY white wax and go over it, and it just put a little bit in the ear and the eye and a little bit on the mouth, and then I wiped it back so it just give it some, let the detail on the face show out some. I don't have a brush, so I'm going over my pig too with a little white. I've got to order some brushes. Need it down on the belly. Decided I wanted to rust these up, and I got my Dixie Belle patina spray out in green, and the little sprayer wouldn't work, and I've taken it out and washed it because I had one that wouldn't spray, and then I saw where it said to take it out, so I've taken it out and washed it every time, and it's not spraying. So I put it in this little bottle, spray bottle here, and as soon as I get done, I'll pour that back in there and wash this one out. But I'm going to give my knob a coat, and I saw, who is it? Oh, I know who it is. Anyways, she puts it straight on and sprays it without giving it a coat and letting it dry. And I'm just going to try it, because if it doesn't work, I'll just redo it again. I'm impatient. But I am going to put that there like that, and got it all coated. Now I'll do this one. Actually, just need to put it down and do it. All right, I'm going to spray it right fast. Set it aside and see what it does. Okay, I think it's sprayed enough. Now we'll see what that does. I'm going to go rinse my brush out and put my stuff back in my bottle and see what this does. Okay, it didn't do much for my metal pieces. The patina, the Dixie Belle Rust patina, didn't do much. So I've got some Mod Podge with some cinnamon and coffee in it, and it's Mod Podge, so I'm just going to use it. Still pulling out my Mod Podge and put some cinnamon on it. I'm going to get here, this will work. Because I'll be able to put my cinnamon back in my bottle. Okay. Well, I'll tap it off when it dries. Now, I'm going to do this one. This is basically just Mod Podge. It's going to work the same. It's just I had it mixed up for my candles, and I just went ahead and grabbed it instead of the Mod Podge. Alright, I'm going to let those dry and possibly go back over it with some Mod Podge. I'm not sure, but I'm going to let them dry and kind of brush them off and see what they look like. And I'm going to get them on my blocks. My pig and my sheep should be fairly dry by now, so I can get this finished up.